Okay, I'd like to call the meeting to order. The Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
To the flag
and
of
to
the
republic
United
for which
States
it
of America.
stands,
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Attendance, Sean.
Board Member Colt,
Here.
Board Member Dean,
Here.
Board Member Kimball,
Here.
Chairman Sirianni,
Here.
Board Member Weiss.
Here.
Any public comment, Sean?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we have one public speaker this evening, Mateo Anello. Sir, please come to the microphone.
Bear with me, I'm going to read this.
Are you finished, brother?
I'm Vinny's brother, God bless him.
God bless him, I agree.
I'm here to address several topics. First of all, I want to remind the board about Article 2 of the Niagara Falls Water Board billing. I just want to read it if you don't mind. This policy shall apply to all customers, users, except commercial, small industrial, significant industrial users, and non-residential out-of-district users may only be adjusted by recommendation to the Niagara Falls Water Board by the Director of Finance on the approval by resolution of the Niagara Falls Water Board. Residential, industrial, significant industrial users, and non-residential out-of-district users must be at least 2.5 times higher than the average actual bill over the past year to qualify. Residential properties shall be defined as single and two-family residences. Apartment buildings 2 units or more shall be considered commercial properties. Mr. Chairman, members of the board, I come to you with several items for your consideration. Number 1, an item of fairness in billing. Number 2, an item of waste of taxpayer dollars, time, materials, and manpower regarding billing. An issue regarding water service backflow preventers for combined residential rental buildings here in Niagara Falls. And 4, as I can see you've resolved the problem, I thought there was only 4 board members, at least there was when I looked last time, and I was going to consider that 4 doesn't make for the greatest resolution of problems. So we'll leave that to rest. In item 1, fairness in billing. As this past extended cold snap persisted in Niagara Falls, an inspection was made of a building I own on Pine Avenue, where a 3/4-inch water line was found to be broken. And it obviously occurred sometime before I received the bill. An upstream valve of the break was allowed us to shut the flow off immediately with no extenuating problems resulting in the cellar of my building. I did not know for a long time the break had existed, but expected some upward adjustment. I subsequently received a bill of over $2,200 from the water board, not including the normal quarterly amount. I presented the $2,200 bill to the billing department. My spirits lifted, and I had hope when I was told there was possible remedy to lower or forgive the regrettable expense. I was asked how many units there were in the building. When I asked why it mattered, I was told the remedy would only apply if there were only 2 units in the building. This is where I almost chose to lie, but instead told the truth that the building houses 3 apartments on the upper floor and 2 commercial spaces on the ground floor. I was told there would be no remedy for the bill. My next question as to whether a broken line in a 2-unit building is different from one broken in a multi-unit building that question was answered with, that's the rule. After reading Article 2 of the Water and Sewer Bill Adjustment Policy, my question to you is, why is it different And why is there a seemingly discriminatory rule in place in cases of this nature for owners of 2-unit buildings versus owners of any other building? Not that it matters, but I have religiously paid without exception or fail the water bill for the building since 1996. Since the building was fully utilized at that time. Now it's difficult to fully utilize any building because of the general downturn in city business. Any support for a one-off incident would help. Help from the city or this board. People make rules. It is a consequence of man progressing from hunter-gatherer to villages, towns, and cities and states. They come together, they get representatives, they're sent out, and rules are made. Give me a second.
Take your time.
So I plan on, I got the mic. Not to be, give me a sec. Because of made up, I'll call them discriminatory rules. Rules I assume were made up by a previous board. Give me a second, please. Rules that were made up by a previous board or some office outside your control. The help appears to be arbitrary, available for some, and arbitrarily not for others. I ask you to consider this and to treat owners of all properties equally and equitably. On item 2, an item of waste of tax dollars on time, materials, and manpower. This I'll make simple. Look, I came here, I wanted to pay my bill. Next thing I know, I'm dealing with some firm that is not a Niagara Falls entity, but some firm that Niagara Falls has hired to manage our billing activities. We have a population of less than 50,000. I remember when the billing collection was basically done in City Hall with the people that were at City Hall, when we had 110,000 people. We now have less than 50,000, and we're hiring firms outside of Niagara Falls to do our billing and collection. At least that's the information I was given, and that's the idea I'm expressing to you here. I don't know that we need that. I'm very confident that if that was taken back in-house, that we would be saving money. That's a guess, but that's probably a good guess. I'm going to speed through this because it's a long conversation. On item 3, the backflow, item 3 is related to a backflow preventer, and I won't read it. It's very simple. There's a backflow preventer in my building on Pine Avenue, and I imagine there's backflow preventers in all the buildings in Pine Avenue. I worked in the chemical industry for 30 years. We dealt with high pressure tanks, steam, chemicals, and what have you. Backflow preventers were absolutely necessary. The general pressure of the water coming to us was about 75, 78 pounds. Those processes operated at 300, 400 pounds. It was not unusual. So I can understand the backflow preventer preventing those chemicals from entering our water system. There is absolutely nothing in my building that can in any form, any way, in anyone's imagination, cause that kind of a situation to exist where the pressure of anything in my building is going to go to above 75, 78 pounds, which I believe is still the city water supply pressure. So why I've been paying since 1996, from what used to be $80 to now about $150, $160 a year for a backflow preventer and check, I have no idea. And that, by the way, if you really use your imagination, is multiplied by hundreds of times across the city. I suspect that when that rule was made, the only people at the meeting, not to be facetious, but the only people at the meeting were pipe fitters. I don't know to the public with any sense of what it really means to have a backflow preventer. We're there discussing it. So that's my spiel on backflow preventer. It would be nice to be spared an expense that is unreasonable unless one of you can, if you would, bring me up to speed on how in the world a building that has toilets, hot water tanks, which is water, sinks, and nothing more than that can cause a problem to the Niagara Falls water system. I would appreciate it, and I'm being serious about that. I may be missing something that I'm not aware of, but if any one of you or any one of your supervisors out there or employees can come up with a reason why, I would love it. At least then I would pay my bill with a smile on my face. I'm not injuring anybody or potentially putting anybody at risk. Until that point, each year when I'm sent that notice where I have to search out a plumber, to be perfectly frank, makes me sick to my stomach. All right, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, thank you for your time and listening.
Thank you, Mr. Arnell.
You're welcome. Welcome.
You got, anyone have any questions?
We do have his telephone number. Contact Mr. Arnell.
Yeah,
Okay, great.
I think
What-
we'll have Sean about this whole thing.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr.
You
Arnell?
don't mind if I sit around for the meeting? do you?
No, more than welcome. Any more public comments, Sean?
No, Mr. Chairman, we do have a presentation from Brian Sawama, EFPR, regarding the 2025 audit.
Okay.
Sean, you're not clear.
Okay, is it better now?
Speak again.
Is it better now?
No.
John, can you just swap it for another one? Hi, Renee. Is it better now?
Oh, much better. Great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Would you segregate that microphone? Thank you. Okay. In just 1 second and I'll share your PowerPoint.
Not a problem.
All right, there we go. Good deal.
Wonderful. I hope everyone can hear me fine.
Yes,
All right. So good afternoon. My name is Brian Sama. I'm a director with EFPR Group. I'm here to present the results of the audit for the Niagara Falls Water Board for the year ended December 31, 2025.
thank you.
Slide, please.
There we go.
All right, so this first slide is a snapshot of our engagement team. Tom Smith, who couldn't be here today due to the meeting being moved, is the overall engagement partner. He is responsible for the overall relationship with the Niagara Falls Water Board, as well as the final review of the financial statements in the file and accepting responsibility and authorizing someone to sign the reports. There is a second partner associated with the account, Doug Zimmerman. He is what is known as the quality control and technical review partner. After Tom has been through the financial statements in the file, Doug looks at everything from an independent standpoint to make sure that everything that is embodied in your financial statements adheres to not only all of our firm standards, but the industry standards as a whole. And then this year, Tom was assisted on the audit by Ethan Yoder, who's a senior accountant at our firm. In terms of the timing of procedures, field work and the audit test work began the week of June 22nd. They were able to turn things around pretty quickly in about a 10 to 12 day time frame and issue a draft on July 2nd. And now we're here today on the 20th to present the results of the audit. And if approved, we should be able to finalize the audit in the coming days. All right, this slide is really the meat and potatoes of the presentation. It is ultimately what you pay us for. This first section here is the audit opinions that we are expected to issue on the financial statements. We are expecting to issue unmodified audit opinions on your basic financial statements, as well as your investment audit of all your investments. An unmodified opinion is a clean audit opinion. It is the highest rated opinion that you can get. Ultimately, it means that your financial statements and the accounting records are presented in accordance with generally accepted accounting principles and that there are no material misstatements embodied within your financial statements. The second bullet, all information and records were available for our inspection. I think that speaks to the timeline with a 10 to 12-day turnaround. That is fairly quick for any audit to be turned around that quickly. We had great cooperation from management in being able to complete that. And the results of our testing did disclose one instance of noncompliance that we are required to report to you. It is known as finding 2025-001. It is for your financial statements not being filed with the New York State Authority's budget office within the 90 days following the fiscal year end. These next 2 to 3 slides are going to talk about your balance sheet. Your balance sheet is essentially the balances that you have of total assets and liabilities and some other components as of a specific point in time. This is as of December 31st. The balances of these items that we're going to go over have likely changed since year end. So don't want to put too much pressure on these items currently as they stand today. But your total assets did decrease about 1.5 million to a balance of 191.9 million this year. The major components of that decrease are your accounts receivable decreased $1.6 million. That's mainly due to the timing of the receipts from any outstanding receivables. Your unrestricted investments decreased about $3.9 million. 3.5 million dollars of that balance was used to purchase capital assets, and you can see that there is a corresponding increase / decrease in your capital assets. Capital assets net of accumulated depreciation decreased $3 million. Your depreciation expense accounted for about $7.4 million of that balance, and the remaining offset, which was about $4 million in capital asset addition. So these are improvements and equipment that was for items that were purchased during the year. This next bullet is for your deferred outflows of resources. This is going to relate more to your pension, the net pension liability for the participation in the New York State Employees Retirement System, as well as your total other post-employment benefits. I'm going to touch more on this on the next slide, actually. In terms of your liabilities, these are the amounts that are owed to other vendors, contractors, customers, and individuals. Liabilities decreased $6.8 million to a balance of $162.9 million. The major components of this decrease are accounts payable, which is vendor invoices, decreased about $400,000, mainly due to the timing of those payments in relation to year end. Your total OPEB liability, which is an estimate of the future health insurance benefits for retirees, that decreased $516,000. And then your bonds payable and the outstanding debt decreased just under $5.9 million to $63.6 million this year. The next bullet, again, those deferred inflows of resources this time. These are additional components that are related to your New York State pension system, as well as the other post-employment benefits. These are both significant estimates in your financial statements. The New York State pension system is something that is valued and determined by New York State. You have no control over how that gets valued, and that is valued as of a specific point in time as well. And then the future projection of your total OPEB liability, your health insurance costs, that is the projection of the participants in the health insurance plan through effectively sometimes the next 30 years. So it values the retirees as well as any active participants and the time frame of what it would cost for vesting them to participate in this plan and the future costs associated with paying out those benefits. All right. So in addition to your assets and liabilities, you also have what is known as net position. This is essentially the offset or the delta between the total assets and your total liabilities. Increases or decreases in your net position is a good indicator of whether or not the organization is improving or deteriorating over time. So this year, the net position did increase about $6 million, and the major components are due to the following. So net investment in capital assets, this is primarily calculated by your capital assets net of accumulated depreciation minus any outstanding debt that is attributable to those assets. This amounted to $52.7 million this year. You have restricted net position as well. These are amounts that are legally restricted by law or from donors. This balance increased $538,000 and is mainly attributable to your debt service reserve, and the balance of that was about $17.7 million. And the last component of net position is your unrestricted net position, which was a deficit. This decreased $1.5 million to a deficit balance of $52.1 million. The main result of this deficit is due to that total OPEB liability. As I mentioned, this is a projection of the future benefit payments that you will be expected to pay over the life of these individuals. And I think that approximated somewhere in about the $63 million range, if my memory serves correctly. Right. These next two slides are really the operating results that happened this year. So these are the main items that changed your net position. Operating revenue was $38.9 million, which is an increase of $2.4 million this year. The change is mainly due to sewer rents and charges of $2.4 million. Your total operating expenses were $32.1 million, which is a decrease of about $3.3 million. The main results of the decrease are contractual expenses for hydrochloric cleaning products of the water. That approximated about $1.9 million, and a decrease in your employee benefits, which is the result of changes in that total OPEB liability for just over $1 million. And then your non-operating expenses were just under $900,000, which is a decrease of about $330,000 from the prior year. As we've all seen, the federal government is trying to tame interest rates. They've begun lowering rates over the last year and a half or so. So this is not out of the norm to see interest income decline about specifically for your entity, $330,000. All right, this next slide is for any upcoming government accounting standards that are issued but not yet implemented. The first one is GASB statement number 103 for financial reporting and improvement models. We are not expecting this to have a significant impact on your financial statements. This will really just change the classifications of some items in your financial statements, as well as the about first 15 pages of your financials for the management's discussion and analysis. GASB statement number 104, there is not expected to be any significant impact on this. This is just clarification on what items are considered capital assets, primarily land held for resale, and the classifications of leases in your financial statements. And the last statement, GASB statement number 105, is on subsequent events. This just provides additional disclosure information on any items that are considered type 1 recognized or type 2 unrecognized subsequent events in your financial statements. This next series of slides is some required communications that we're supposed to have with you. The first one, significant accounting practices, are described in note 1 to the financial statements. This describes all the significant accounting policies that the Water Board follows. Accounting estimates are reasonable and supported. An accounting estimate is something like that total OPEB liability or the collection of your receivables. Management will attest to us that receivables are fully collectible. We'll design our testing procedures then to determine the collectability, and that management's attestation to us is reasonably supported. So some of the tests that we'll perform are confirmations of those receivables, testing the subsequent liquidations of those, and even examining underlying billing support to determine the collectability of those receivables. The financial statements are neutral, consistent, and clear. There's no items that are recorded or reported in those financial statements that are outside of the existing accounting standards or are different from prior years. And there were absolutely no disagreements with management over any accounting, reporting, or other matters that we are required to report to you. The final step in the audit process is obtaining a management representation letter. This is going to be about a 2 or 3 page letter with around 45 to 50 items that basically says that management has responded to any and all of our inquiries. They have not limited their responses in any way, and they've provided us unrestricted access and accept responsibility for everything that is embodied in those financial statements. We had no changes to our audit plan or strategy. That's why we were able to get it done in such a quick time frame. If we had any significant changes, we would have communicated that to you before we had proceeded with our plan. And there are no other items relevant to the audit that we feel are necessary to report to you. Last couple items, we're not aware of any consultations with any third-party accountants, and there were no disagreements with management about any other matters that are embodied in these financial statements. And that last bullet is kind of just going over it again. So any questions, comments, or concerns?
Just one question.
Yes.
On the slide 12, that last bullet. There are no other matters considered significant to the oversight of the board's financial reporting process.
Yep.
That have not been previously communicated.
Correct.
Are you referring to the comments that showed up on last year's audit, or is that what previously communicated are you talking about?
Previously communicated would mean anything that could be potentially outside of any items that we have reported here. So the comments that may have shown up on last year's audit, if they are not there this year, that means they were satisfactorily resolved for our purposes. But sometimes there are additional conversations that we have with management that wouldn't warrant a communication, or certain management letter comments for industry best practices that would get recorded or reported, but wouldn't make it necessarily to the public meeting. But
All
there
right,
were none
so-
of those items that.
Yeah,
this
because it
year.
says report to the board, so I'm assuming that's either to you or to
That's
us.
a document that's included in the financial statement packet.
Okay,
So it's one of the items in the packet.
all right,
We put the whole lot on the website and in the packet.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any more questions for the presenter? So all in all, we're in good shape.
Yes, yeah, very healthy net position and very smooth audit. I was talking with Sean ahead of this meeting, and he said this is actually the smoothest one he has been a part of. And to kind of give you a timeline of my tenure with the firm, I started with the firm back in about 2015 or so. Back then, you guys were originally a client. There was a period of time where you had left to go to a different firm as part of the normal RFP process, and then came back. Sean has been here since 2018, you said, and he said that in his time since he's been part of this organization, that the audit has not been smoother. So
Glad to hear it. Are there any more questions? Thank you.
thank you for your time.
Renee or Matt? Can they hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you, Mr. Chairman. No questions on my end, though.
Okay, thank you.
I can hear you. I'm happy to
Okay.
hear that there was a great report for the audit.
Yeah.
So
Thank
I'm
you.
extremely pleased.
And your staff. Thank
Uh,
you.
Yeah, on that point, Mr. Chairman, this is Matt again. I actually would chime in one thing, not a question, but part of the reason I understand from talking with Sean ahead of the meeting, to prep me, being that I'm attending it virtually, that part of the reason for this is Debbie being a part of the organization now. And, Sean has told me how much preparation she's brought to it and how much more efficiency she's brought to the operation. So I would certainly commend her and the rest of her staff on that. It's definitely noticeable. So thank you.
Thank you. Okay, okay, we'll move on. Is there a motion to accept the prior meeting minutes?
Motion to approve.
Are there any questions on the prior meeting minutes? Roll call, Sean?
Mr. Chairman, if there was a second, I missed it. I'll second it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Board Member Cole,
Yes.
Board Member Dean,
Yes,
Board Member Kimball,
Yes,
Board Member Weiss,
Yes.
Chairman Sirianni.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Executive Director, General Counsel, Sean Costello.
Mr. Chairman, since we have a lot of content for this week's meeting, I would just like to bring to the attention of the board, in the open meeting and for the public, the new speedies permit received for the wastewater treatment plant, which comes into effect beginning on September 1st. It's closely tied with our existing order on consent. There will be some changes required in order to comply with the near-term requirements of the speedies permit. The compliance with the speedies permit will require construction of some substantial capital improvements that have been discussed before with the board. And in terms of specifics, we are meeting with our consultants and staff to begin our more detailed review on Wednesday. We'll make sure that we are on top of all the new deadlines, sampling requirements, and other aspects of the speedies permit.
Are there any questions for Sean? Thank you, Sean. Finance, Deborah Ziakowski.
All right. Good evening.
Good evening, Debbie.
So the audit is complete, which is fantastic. Financial statements are done. So now we're just prepping for next year. So right now it's basically finding out what we could do better and improve the efficiencies of the team to make sure that we can get right at the financial statements next year. So we've got a game plan in place. So next year we should be in a lot better shape. So for this month, just reviewing through June, we're half of the way through. Revenue and expenses are coming in as expected. The SIUs are a little bit lower than expected, but we know the reasons why. It's just there's fewer of them. Interest earnings are projecting to be 100,000 lower than budget. It's kind of like to be expected at this point. Right now, I'm working on the Paris reporting and working on the budget for 2027. And Sean and I will be working on some resolutions for the bad debt write-offs or some that were brought to our attention by the audit. And it's something that at that time wasn't, something that we could really thoroughly look into. So that's on our agenda to look into some of those and present those as a resolution. And then right now, I just want to say that I'm very thankful to many people in my office. My staff has been amazing, and just again, helping out with the audit, taking things, SIUs, repayment plans, all that. And then now we're just trying to get back to what would be normal. And I'm just most appreciative of my staff, getting me through the audit. So it was busy. It was very, very busy. Anybody
Sign
have?
of a good leader, sharing about all the positive notes for the staff. This is
Yes,
good.
yes.
Thank you, Debbie.
You're welcome. Any questions for
Is
me?
there any questions for Debbie?
Okay, good, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie. Administrative Services, Caleb Holman.
Good evening.
Good evening, Caleb.
We held safety trainings conducted by Winkosh for fire extinguisher and fire safety on July 16th at the wastewater plant. And we'll be holding the same training tomorrow at the water treatment plant. This Wednesday, we're going to be holding training on chlorine safety for operations. And we're currently working through personnel costs, as Debbie mentioned, for next year's budget. And they're in process currently. So we should have those ready soon.
Okay. Is there any questions for Caleb?
No.
Can I get a motion on the personal action sheet 1, 2, 3? Is
Make a motion to approve items 1, 2, and 3.
there a second?
I'll second it.
Roll call, Sean. Any discussion on it? Roll call, Sean.
Board Member Cole,
Yes.
Board Member Dean,
Yes.
Board Member Kimball,
Yes.
Board Member Weiss. Yes. Chairman Siriani.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thanks, Caleb. Engineering, Doug Williamson.
Hey, good evening, board. Sean already touched on the wastewater treatment plant speedies permit. We're having a meeting on Wednesday to discuss all the modifications and additional sampling that's required. As far as projects, there's numerous projects going on, wastewater treatment plant. I'll just touch on water projects right now. We have numerous projects going on. One of them, Laughlin Drive, Wickoff Ave, and 85th Street Water Main Project. We have a pre-construction meeting with Mark Sroning tomorrow at 1 at their place and Labella to discuss the project and the construction schedule. Final completion of that project is currently July 9th of 2027. Beach Avenue Water Storage Tank Project is ongoing since June with Atlas Painting. We receive inspection reports online through GPI and CPL through Autodesk. If anyone's been out that way, the scaffolding is currently up around all the legs of the tank. And also they've been proceeding with the tank overflow piping recently. Another water project, we had a pre-construction meeting on Monday, July 13th with CPL and Lawbacker for the Beach Avenue Water Pump Station project. Construction will not start until the beach tank has been painted, which I believe was supposed to be end of October. I don't know if it's gonna fall in place or not. But the main item is the booster pump station will take, I believe, 7 months to receive. So the contractor won't start until spring of 2027. Final completion date of that project is currently August 6th of 2027. We all had another pre-construction meeting on Monday, the 13th last week with CPL and Lawbacker Construction on the 20-inch water main replacement from Ontario Street to the Beach Avenue tank. Final completion date of that project is currently July 2nd, 2027. Other than that, the only thing I can touch on additionally is regarding the town of Niagara sewer flow monitoring. They bumped it up a little bit to Thursday, July 30th start for a 4-week period with TechSmith. We've already informed the town, and there may be future discussions regarding the agreement with them. That's all I currently have.
I can't comment on that stuff. Any questions for Doug? Thank you, Doug.
Okay, thank you.
Information and technology, Mr. Joyce, Jonathan?
Good evening. During our last scan with CISA, it did find one low vulnerability that was quickly addressed. With that, Elton and I have been going through and updating our disaster recovery. This is all in prep for the new cyber requirements coming in March of next year. So we're going through the access control list and patching everything that we could patch. We also filled out a application for a grant that we're waiting to hear back from to help kind of offset some of the costs for this. And the only thing I want to say is there are additional steps that the operators have to do for cybersecurity down the street, which they've been working with, and they've been really great with understanding that. Frustrating. So with that's pretty much everything we've been doing.
Are there any questions for Mr. Joyce? Thank you, Jonathan.
Thanks.
Mr. Eagler, I gotta apologize to you. I skipped you again.
Oh, that's okay.
First, that's the second time I've done that. Outside infrastructure updates, Michael Eagler. I can assure you it wasn't on purpose.
Did you put John in front of me?
Yeah.
Oh, then it's offensive.
I saved the best for last. How's that?
Doug did a very good job updating you on the projects. He stole my thunder. So I'll be real brief. West River Shore got DOH approval to start putting the main into service. As of Friday, left there today, we have 10 new services at West River Shore coming off the 8-inch. Then they're going to progress more and more each day. So we're still on target with the soil sampling and the DOH getting approved for the line. It was, we hit a little lull, but we're back online. I spoke to them today and they feel that the projects will remain on point. The other good thing is we got approval from the city. This will add to Doug about Lachlan. There's a field that's owned by the city and they're going to allow Cerrone to use it as a staging area, which will keep the equipment that off the thing, and Cerrone in return will return it back in kind or better. And we're in the process to help, excuse me, Lawbacher obtain some property to do the 18th Street slip lining of that. We're going to try and find them a place to stage to keep it out of, we really don't want to do it. A lot of it is public housing, not public housing, but private housing. And we don't want to stage equipment in front of their house. So we're working to see if we could find some other property with that. We've seen an uptick on main breaks yet again, January and July, always the same 2 months. So we've had an uptick at the end of June, end of July. We're at 48 main breaks for the year. The only problem that causes, we're at 44 concrete cuts. So we'll concrete 5 1 week and have 5 breaks, and then it just seems we're not catching up, but we have made some good progress on the concretes out there, and we have more coming this week. Wednesday, Friday will be concrete days.
Thank you, Michael. Is there any questions for Mike?
Just to comment,
Sure.
About West River Shore, that did receive a lot of attention. And I think you all should be commended for how you timely responded to requests for information with regards to the tests that were taken and when it was taken. And everything surrounding that, right?
Yeah.
So I think we actually received some positive, Sean, you received some very positive comments from somebody that, was requesting that information. So, that is always good to see. And granted, sometimes we always don't see it, the positive feedback.
Sean never gives me the positive. He always calls me with the complaints. I didn't know we had a positive feedback. It'd be nice to hear that, but I'll talk to Sean about that later.
Well, I can't imagine you got any time to surf.
He just calls me
Facebook.
with complaints all the time. I didn't know we were getting compliments. Thank you for telling me.
Yeah, you did. It's,
Thank you. We'll
We
talk.
have to straighten that out.
We'll talk later.
so you
Thank
guys
you, Board Member Dean.
should be
Thank you very
commended.
much.
We try
Thank
to
you.
be
I appreciate
as
it.
responsive and open and transparent and helpful as we can.
And it was, because that included the public, but it also included the city council. The one requested. So it's like, I very appreciative of the responsiveness and the timeliness in doing that.
Thank
So
you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks.
June 26 operations and maintenance report, Sean? You're good?
Unless the board has any questions.
Any questions on it?
No.
Dan? No? Nope. Okay. Resolutions.
Mr. Chairman, the first resolution is found beginning at page 55 of the agenda packet, Resolution 2026-07-001. Approve and accept 2025 audit and investment reports.
Is there a motion?
Move it.
Renee, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Dan, any discussion on it? Roll call.
Board Member Cole,
Yes.
Board Member Dean,
Yes.
Board Member Kimball,
Yes.
Board Member Weiss. Yes. Chairman Sirianni.
Yes.
Motion passes. The second resolution is found beginning at page 119 of the agenda packet, Resolution 2026-07-002, authorizing cost to include replacement impeller in previously authorized rebuilding of wastewater treatment plant intermediate pump.
Is there a motion to move?
Motion to approve.
I'll second it. Any discussion on it? Roll call, Sean.
Board Member Cole,
Yes.
Board Member Dean,
Yes.
Board Member Kimball,
Yes.
Board Member Weiss. Yes. Chairman Sirianni.
Yes.
Motion passes. The next resolution is found beginning at page 126 of the agenda packet, Resolution 2026-07-003, declaring certain property surplus and authorizing disposal through auction.
Is there a motion to move?
Motion to approve.
James, is there a second?
Second.
Renee, any discussion on it? Roll call.
Board Member Cole,
Yes.
Board Member Dean,
Yes.
Board Member Kimball,
Yes.
Board Member Weiss. Yes. Chairman Sirianni.
Yes.
Motion passes. The next resolution is in the agenda packet just before page 127 due to an error in compiling the packet because of the file name. The page is not numbered and it was substituted, but the resolution is as indicated on the agenda and the supporting document is in the packet. Resolution 2026-07-004, payment to Mark Cerrone Incorporated for June and July 2026 costs related to repair of John Avenue trunk sewer from funds restricted for capital projects.
Is there a motion to move?
Motion to approve.
James, is there a second? I'll second it. Any discussion or questions on this?
Just one question or comment. The invoice says it's, the work is completed. Can you explain?
Yes.
We talked a little bit earlier, but just put it on the record that the work's not completed.
So unfortunately, this repair, which is we have sort of casually referred to as the Goodyear repair, because it's on the Goodyear property, the repair is not complete. We're awaiting delivery of, at this point, repair clamps. This is invoicing for Cerrone's work to date on a time and material basis. So the work that they're invoicing us for is complete. They, did indeed work on the days being invoiced, but the overall project is not yet complete. And we hope to have it done in August and to be able to present a full accounting of the costs for September. But this is just authorized payment for their work in May and June. There was very little work in July,
Based on the rates that are in
based on
the emergency contract.
yes, the
Okay.
pre-bid emergency repair contract.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sean, roll call?
Board Member Cole,
Yes.
Board Member Dean,
Yes.
Board Member Kimball,
Yes.
Board Member Weiss,
Yes.
Chairman Siriani.
Yes.
Motion passes. The next resolution is found at page 128 of the agenda packet, Resolution 2026-07-005, 2026 Drinking Water Project Grant Application and State Environmental Quality Review.
Is there a motion to move? I'll make the motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion or questions on this? Roll call.
Board Member Cole,
Yes.
Board Member Dean,
Yes.
Board Member Kimball,
Yes.
Board Member Weiss,
Yes.
Chairman Siriani.
Yes.
Motion passes. The next resolution is found beginning at page 131 of the agenda packet, Resolution 2026-07-006, State Environmental Quality Review for Wastewater Treatment Plant Biological Conversion Project.
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Dan, any questions or discussion? Roll call, Sean.
Board Member Cole,
Yes.
Board Member Dean,
Yes.
Board Member Kimball,
Yes.
Board Member Weiss,
Yes.
Chairman Siriani.
Yes.
Motion passes. The next resolution is found beginning at page 173 of the agenda packet, Resolution 2026-07-007, WIA Grant Application for Wastewater Treatment Plant Biological Conversion Project.
Is there a
Move it.
motion to move?
Move
Motion to approve.
Renee second it or?
Board Member Kimball moved first.
Oh,
right.
okay, Renee?
Second.
Moved it. Jim Dean second. Any questions or discussion on it? Roll call, Sean.
Board Member Cole,
Yes.
Board Member Dean,
Yes.
Board Member Kimball,
Yes.
Board Member Weiss,
Yes.
Chairman Siriani.
Yes.
Motion passes. The final resolution for the evening is found at page 175 of the agenda packet, Resolution 2026-07-008, State Environmental Quality Review for Wastewater Treatment Plant SAM Grant Phase 2 projects.
Is there a motion to move?
I'll make a motion.
Move it.
Is there a second? Renee? Renee did?
Yes.
Yes. Any discussion on it? Roll call, Sean.
Board Member Cole,
Yes.
Board Member Dean,
Yes.
Board Member Kimball,
Yes.
Board Member Weiss,
Yes.
Chairman Siriani.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Is there any unfinished or old business? New business and additional items for discussion. I just want to thank everyone for coming. Debbie, you and your staff again, a great job. I know we've been behind the eight ball, but no fault of your own. And it seems to work out good, and I'm sure it'll be better too. So thank you for everything. In August, we don't have a meeting.
That is correct.
At least right now. So I thank you all for coming. Is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Move it.
Renee, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Dan? Roll call.
Board Member Cole,
Yes.
Board Member Dean,
Yes.
Board Member Kimball,
Yes.
Board Member Weiss,
Yes.
Chairman Siriani.
Yes.
Motion passes. I'll note for the purpose of the recording, the time is 5:48 PM. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for attending, everyone.
Yep. Thank you. Have a good night.
Good
Night,
night.
guys. Thank you.
Bye. Mr. Anello, we'll talk with Sean.